Okay, so it's first thing in the morning. I literally just woke up, put some clothes on, and this has been kind of like my new ritual for the past few weeks, and it's really feeling good. It's just popping a raw egg right when I wake up. Getting those healthy fats into my body, it starts to get my brain really moving, and it actually kind of feels like caffeine. It's crazy. So first thing in the morning, I'm gonna eat this, and then I might pop out for a long walk or a calisthenics workout. I'm not sure what the morning has in store for me for movement yet, but we will see really soon. Okay, so just got done with the little morning movement session, and I'm feeling really wide awake and good. And I just got my green tea matcha from Greg's. It's with almond milk. This size is about 180 calories. Not sure what the macro breakdown is on these, but almond milk is pretty high in fat. Not too many carbs, but I just wanted to remind you guys or talk a little bit about motivation. People do ask me, Rob, how do you stay so consistent with your movement sessions and your workouts and your diet? You must be really motivated. And just like you guys, some days I'm super motivated and other days I'm not motivated at all. The last thing I want to do is hit the gym or go for another movement session. When I'm not feeling motivated, what I do is I play, have fun, switch things up. Make your movement sessions about exploration, learning new skills, and having fun and playing. If you keep it that simple and you treat your exercise like recess instead of PE, I think that perspective really helps me. I don't do things that I'm really not fond of doing. You know, once in a while I'll hit a weight room, hit up a workout in the weight room that I just don't want to do, and that takes a little discipline. But most of the time I'm having fun. I'm treating my movement like going to recess, and I'm enjoying things, I'm learning new skills, I'm having activities, and that's how I stay motivated and consistent with everything.
Whoa.
I made you lamb sausages.
Lamb sausages.
Sausage patties.
Wow, those look pretty darn good. Those look really good.
I hope they are good.
What do you have going on here, baby?
Some scrambled eggs on the side. And then I'll put some greens on top of the eggs.
Some delicious, fertile, pastured eggs. And this is lamb. So this is like the perfect meal for me right now. It's got avocados, got the lamb, some homemade white sauce, and it's about 5 eggs. So it's just utterly delicious and perfect in every way. I got a bunch of sea salt on top, and I am going to dig in.
I think it might be kind of cool.
This is literally the perfect bite.
One of everything, avocado, egg, and lamb. Oh gosh.
I did them differently.
So here's some raw butter. Joe uses this quite often. It's one of her staples for getting enough fats in. You can tell by the kind of yellowy, orangish color of it. What I've noticed is that when it's that color, the richness is so much better. I don't eat hardly any dairy at all, except for a little bit of raw butter here and there, especially if it comes from like a sheep or a donkey. Actually, we don't drink any or eat any raw donkey butter. So we got some gluten-free special made toast. How many grams of carbs are in that toast? Not that many, like 20, right?
Yeah, I think it's like 20 or 30, so I can have a couple pieces and then some throughout the day because I don't limit my carbs as much as you do.
Right, so Joe keeps her carbs at or under 100 per day.
Yeah.
So she's still very high fat. She still is kind of vegetarian focused and eating all whole foods. But she definitely gets a lot of medicinal goodness out of that right there, that raw butter. Good stuff. And what is this? This is just sparkling.
It's my favorite strawberry treat.
Really delicious sparkling treat. It's really good. So, because you guys are going to ask, here is the type of
bread that I eat. This is the kind of bread I eat just because it's super simple and plain. It's homemade from Etsy, called Fancy Free Bakery. That's where I get it from because she home makes it and sends it to me. And there's just, it's millet, tapioca, teff, amaranth. It's just good stuff in there.
Okay, so I was out on a little midday walk, just needed a break from work, and my day turned into a rainstorm. So I'm gonna head back home. But as I was out for my walk, I realized something that's really important that you should really pay attention more to. And this is something I struggled with before I kind of found my rhythm 6 years ago, being consistent with food and understanding different food systems, is understanding your macros. Your fat percentage, your carb percentage, and your protein percentage, and how they relate to each other. Generally, what you see is people have way too much fat and way too much sugar in their diet at the same time, which causes all the problems. And that's why you see my recommendations, especially when you get to phase 3 for healing your skin, is either a very high fat approach or a very high carb approach, but not something in the middle. So I just wanted to remind you guys, if you don't know what your macros are, start paying a little bit more attention to them, and I will be sharing my macros for today at the very end of this video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. So right here, this is going to be dinner. We got roast beef cooking, grass-fed roast beef. This was frying in bacon grease, and this was originally crock potted for like 10 hours, and it's like fall apart deliciousness. So that's what's going on there. Then what I'm going to do is these delicious pastured eggs. I'm going to add the egg whites to the meat once the meat is like crispy, and I will, this is how I remove the egg yolks. You guys have probably seen this before. And then the egg yolk comes up here, and so good. And I'm just going to do that for all the eggs. Pretty straightforward. Today's meals were super basic, as you guys saw. Eggs and lamb, and eggs and roast beef. Just super basic, kind of boring, but man, does this food taste good, and am I feeling good. Oh, here goes the
How many eggs are you going to eat raw for dinner?
I'm going to do 3 egg yolks, and then I'll cook the egg whites in with the roast beef.
spices. Just gonna do a generous helping of sea salt. I'm also gonna do a little bit of, get some sea vegetables in there, some iodine. Yep, that's a good flavor. And I'm gonna do just a teeny tiny bit of garlic powder in there. Just bounce. And this is it. If you come in a little closer and kind of look, I do it a little bit like an omelet. And I just move around the egg whites until they're all cooked. And like I said, it's got the bacon grease, it's got the roast beef, and now the egg whites. And this is gonna be dinner. That was about close to a pound of roast beef right there. So. All right, you guys, it's bath time for me, and I'm starting to get ready for bed, starting to kind of wind my evening and day down. Thanks for spending the day with me. I wanted to give you guys my macro breakdown because a lot of you guys on my last video were asking about that. So here it is. So for the day, calories were 2,600, which is about average for me, maybe a couple hundred lower than normal, but I think because I ate so much protein today that I was super satiated and just wasn't as hungry as I normally am. When I pound down a little bit more fat, a little less protein, I tend to have closer to 3,000 calories. So 2,600 calories, 191 grams of protein. Like I said, that's a lot. That's super satiating food. 6.9 grams of carbs, 195 grams of fat. And the macro breakdown was 66.2% fat, 2.3% carbs, and 31.5% protein. Now, I don't think that you need to jump on Chronometer all the time for most people. Doing it once in a while when you're new will give you a good idea of what your macros are, how many calories you're actually eating. And I think those two things are very important. What's your macros? How many calories are you eating? And finding some basic numbers that work really well for you depending on which phase of the recovery process you're in. One of the things that we're going to be doing in our group class that starts at the end of October, you can sign up for that community class at holistichealthactivation.com. We will be teaching the 3 phases of disease, skin disease reversal. And one of the main phases when we're talking about food is knowing your macros. So we'll be covering that and a ton of other stuff in the class, really educating you guys on how the 3-step process works and teaching you guys how to do it yourself so you can get that skin looking really yummy. If you're looking to get a hold of me to become a private client, there's a link in the description box. I'd be more than happy to lead you through this crazy process of healing your skin. Leave all of your comments and questions down below, guys. I'd love to hear from you. And also, don't forget to hit me up on the Instagram. It's Rob Stuart, even though in real life my whole name is just Rob Stuart. And if anyone out there can guess what my middle name is, I will send you something amazing. One of my ebooks. I'll send you all of my ebooks. Whoever can guess my middle name, leave it in the comment section. We'll get all of my ebooks for free and maybe something special as well. Last but not least, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you're old to this channel, don't forget to hit the notification bell. I love you much, guys. Thank you so much for the support. I'll be back with many more videos real soon. Bye-bye.